Oligarchy reign is coming to an end.
I remember when these guys were sophomores. Man, time flies. The Serra Padres celebrated senior day yesterday at the Brady Family Stadium. We got the exclusive highlights coming up next.
GetSportsFocus is brought to you by Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing. Ike's Love and Sandwiches, championship level sandwiches every single time. Weightsandbars.com, build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts. And by South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust.
Speaking of All-Stars, this game was loaded with future Saturday players. Some of the CCS best are on these two teams. Seriously, Serra Padres looking to take what's theirs, but standing in the way of the Fightin Irish of Sacred Heart Cathedral. First drive of the game, senior captain Sam Goligoski with a TFL. Of course, that's what he does every single play, pretty much. Next play, Johnny Latu, aka John Wick, with a sack. Serra's defense forced a 3 and out. First offensive play for Serra. Money! Michael Perazzo got the pass from Smith, stayed in behind the line of scrimmage, and threw a deep bomb to senior Grant McGovern, aka Chucky. This was like the late Halloween special, with Chucky getting both the trick and the treat. Great play all around, executed perfectly. They missed the 2-point conversion though, so they only got 6 points. Defense was solid for the Padres. Jojo Bay, no gained R.L. Miller. Next play, Kendrick Sanders, stopped by Danny Neal. Those are all 3-star athletes, by the way. Sacred Heart Cathedral got to the end zone right here. GSF Week 5 Game of the Week MVP Aiden McGrath got the ball to his playmaker, R.L. Miller. Touchdown, but there was a flag holding penalty called on SH. So the score remains 6-0 after 1 quarter. Second quarter, Jojo Latu, one of our heroes, got the first down carry. He's back healthy. And speaking of heroes, this was a big play right here. Jaden Green, speed kills, 45-yard touchdown run. That extended the lead, 12-zip. 2-point conversion was no good. Next drive for the Fightin Irish. Attention, Coach K, Colin Taitua is your next upper weight wrestler. Nice takedown by the junior. Really think about that though. The Padre defense was too much for the Fightin Irish to handle. Next, offensive possession for Serra. Chucky with a great block for Jaden Weber to slip past and get a few more yards, and they scored. Jabari Man at QB, 1-yard body blow, and that made it 19-0. Serra with 4:49 left in the first half. Senior Dylan Judier got the PAT to go, and I think it's important to highlight this because Judier did not give any chance for the Fightin Irish playmakers to touch the ball on kickoff. Either kicked it deep or way deep, as in the touchback deep. And speaking of important plays, Green again, this time on defense, picked off this halfback pass from Jerry Mixon, who got hit by Jabari Man as he attempted to throw a deep bomb. Be a hero, Jaden. There you go. Next Serra possession, Milwaukee Smith with a dime. Oh my goodness, the J-Web touchdown. And I gotta correct myself here. Last week I said Jaden had 7 touchdowns. No, he's got 10 after the SI game. So this is number 11. This game got ugly for SH right away. Weber's touchdown made it 26-0 Padres, and just before the half, Dylan Judier added 3 more points. 39-yard field goal with 4.1 seconds left in the half made it 29-0 Padres. Third quarter, Fightin Irish got a turnover. Big man Jordan Solofafatu with a pick. Should have taken it to the house. Padres defense got it back though. Keon Loud, he's been making some noise lately. Forced a fumble, recovered by Colin Taitua. So that pick by SH got Smith going. You gotta love the internal fire of this young QB because he dissected the Irish defense on this drive. No fear. Shout out to Coach Darius Bell for complete trust on Smith. I mean, other teams would have just ran the ball and drained the clock, but with a 29-0 lead. But Smith completed every single pass the rest of the quarter. Seamus Gilmartin, 3-star tight end, made some catches and racked up yardage, scored a touchdown as well. He's also one of the best blocking tight end in the state. Very physical on offense and defense. Perfect execution for the Padres. They scored 2 more touchdowns before the end of the third. 43-0. Smith sealed his MVP award with those 2 drives. Fourth quarter, Sacred Heart Cathedral left their starters in, and they finally scored after this turnover against the bottom of the fire. So if Smith got the MVP, that was R.L. Miller, by the way, who caught that touchdown from Jerry Mixon. That made it 43-7. So if Smith got the MVP, who's the playmaker? Gotta give it to Jaden Green for his electrifying 44-yard touchdown run in the second and the interception not too long after that. Those 2 plays, if any, took away any hope for the Fightin Irish to come back. P for Padres. P for perfect. 10-0 regular season record for the first time in school history. Congratulations to Coach Wallace and his staff as well. They came ultra prepared for this battle. And I got some post-game interviews with the Game of the Week award winners. You're watching Get Sports Focus. We'll be right back.
Get Sports Focus is brought to you by Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing. Ike's Love and Sandwiches, championship level sandwiches every single time. Weightsandbars.com, build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts. And by South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust.
We knew that SHC defensively, they had great players. They got Jerry Mixon going to Oregon, and then they got number 4, R.L. Miller, and they're both very good players. And we just we had our own game plan based off of them. We wanted to go away from them, away from the threats that we see. So that's really it.
And talk about playmaker, making a play. Talk about that touchdown that I thought they were still in the game, but your touchdown kind of that started the deflation period.
Yeah, it was 6-0, and I felt like they're in the game too. And myself, I felt like I had to make a big play for my team, so I seen the gap and I just cut it right, scored that touchdown.
It's hard to determine who is the MVP of this game or who's the playmaker. It is our game of the week, so but Smith really put on a show, I thought, and everybody, made their plays.
Yeah, we all basically did our jobs. We knew that coming into this week it was going to be tough because 6 and 4, they both played both sides of the ball, and they're great players on both sides of the ball. So really, we all had to do our jobs, and that led us to a win.
It was an exceptional week of practice. Preparation from the coaches, the intensity of the players. There was no letdown. There was no, we've already done it, feeling of accomplishment. There was still a sense of urgency. And I was really proud of him. I told him, I said, hey, if you want to brag about things when you're old, handle it when you're young. So this team now, not that we're done, but there's never been a Serra team that's been 10-0, and this is the first Serra team to ever do that. And I think that's something I'll be able to brag about in the future. Certainly 10-1 will put some shade on that. And I'll be there to measure against the accomplishments that have just happened because the playoffs are now everyone's 0-0.
It's a whole different season, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The seniors on this team, they're probably like the most humble group of guys that I've ever seen. Like,
You might be right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the juniors there's a lot of junior ballers.
Yeah.
And even in a game like this, I think, like, you know, everybody did their job, right?
Yes.
And so this group of seniors, do you ever feel like crying when you're doing the senior parade over there?
The only reason why I don't cry during senior parades is because they're walking through another group of kids that'll be coming back. It's the beauty of my job, is that, you know, as long as I'm asked back, or as long as I know I'm coming back, that there's always another group of kids coming up that need love and attention and guidance, and although it's always bittersweet, because I love seeing the seniors go off doing the things that they do, living their lives, becoming better people, and raising families, and that's what this is really all about.
Nice. I have a group of coaches that I work with behind the scenes to determine our weekly game of the week, or weekly MVPs and defensive players and things like that. And I remember in week 3, after beating De La Salle, you were our GetSportsFocus Coach of the Week.
Yeah.
Got a really good shot of you. So I got a couple of sandwich for you.
Oh,
but
nice.
right now, I mean, 10-0, Coach. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. Congratulations. Who would you like to thank?
My coaches, the administration, the players, you know, the parents who buy into this. We ask everyone here to start this journey based on faith. And because at the beginning of all this, everyone's 0-0, everyone has high hopes, aspirations, no one's been injured, and this is a faithful journey here at Serra. And I'd like to thank everyone who puts their faith into us, puts their faith into me, to be a part of something that's unique and special, that does more than the 10-0 is great. I think it's awesome, but realistically, what I'm most proud of is the relationships that have been formed on this team. Like you said, with these seniors who've shown a great degree of humility, the juniors and the sophomores who've contributed to fill their cups. I mean, this is what Padre football is all about. This brotherhood thing is real, and to see it come to fruition and to see it also happen on the scoreboard is something that these kids will never forget. I'll never forget. And, you know, sadly, being the head coach here, like, there's never a time to really sit back and enjoy anything. And maybe it's a curse, but the 24-hour rule applies to everyone but me. It's kind of sad. But someday I'll look back and treasure what we're doing right now. But for me, in my mind, I'm on to the next one, because nothing would cut more than being 10-1. So happy, proud, honored, humbled, back to work. That's the way I look at it.
I think it was a great environment today because you have a lot of future Saturday players out there, especially, like, I mean, you got a couple of Pac-12 guys out there that you were able to go against. Talk about that part of this game and being able to just get your receivers the ball. Like, I mean, they ran their routes really well.
So, the line does their job all the time, They did great today. They had a great defensive line. Our receivers got open. I just had to give them the ball. And defense got us the ball, all the time. We always depend on our defense.
It's the end of the season, the regular season, man. And this staff right here, they've done an amazing job over the years. But you've only worked with them, for 2 years now, right? Yeah. What's been the coolest thing, some of the things that you could share as far as, like, working with Coach Bell, Coach Walsh, Coach Ortiz?
Just seeing that the love that they have for the game and for us, they give us our all. Coach Walsh, he motivates us so much, just in life, as players, he just prepares us for on the field and just in life. And, Coach Bell, giving us the offense, a good understanding of, how things are supposed to work, with the O-line, with receivers, with me as a quarterback, he slows down the game for us, and, great game plans just like today. And, it's great to have those coaches.
One of the things that I talked to Coach Walsh about was the seniors on this team. They seem to be like, they're like the most humble group of seniors I've ever seen. And for you as an underclassman, Jaden, Bay, Bari, there's a lot of underclassmen on this team that are ballers. What do you want to say to the seniors as far as, their leadership and the way they've worked with you guys, this season especially?
I just want to say thank you. They're great role models. We get to follow them. They're great leaders, especially our captains. They're a great example for us, like next year when we're seniors. But I just thank you to them.
Seamus Gilmartin was your guy today. Yeah. Talk about his grabs and just the way he balled out.
Seamus, you can always count on Seamus. You know, you can throw the ball to him. You know, you can depend on him for blocking. He did a great job blocking and receiving too. But he's just a dog, and I can depend on him.
Jay Webb, and you got Villa Roman. What do you want to say about those two guys?
Those guys, you know, I could depend on everybody. You know, Jaden, he'll get open. Joey, you could depend on him to make some crazy catches. He made a couple great catches today. He had a touchdown. Jaden had a touchdown. But those are some great guys. They put in a lot of work in the offseason, and it's just great to have them.
And finally, postseason is here, man.
Yep.
So what are you looking forward to?
Just having a great week of practice and just playing Serra football. I'm going to have a home game and, you know, just have fun.